PR Connections Radio presents.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III on PR Connections Radio. This is your host, Jesse Oakley III, and the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is to interview amazing people, a plethora of people that are making big differences in their communities. You name it, speakers, authors, entertainers, community service leaders, you name it, you'll hear from them here, right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And today, we got a great episode for you. I am involved in an organization called Toastmasters International, and I serve in many leadership roles. I was a district governor, I was a region advisor, and I also served as international director as part of the board of directors for Toastmasters. And I have with me one of my most favorite people in Toastmasters. We will work together as district governors as well as region advisors, and she is truly a fantastic person. She's going to share with us her journey with this wonderful organization. Without further delay, please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster and past region advisor, Raisa Serebrenik. Hey, Raisa, how's it going?
Thank you so much, Jesse, for having me. And I'm so glad to be here with you and with all our listeners.
All right. It's great to have you here. And without any further delay and without any further ado, let's chat. Okay. The first question I have for you is, you've been in Toastmasters for quite a while. Could you take us to how you got started in this wonderful organization?
Thank you. I remember, I think it was either 1999 or 1998 when my friend Mariana invited me to her club's meeting. Her company was just a few blocks from the place where I worked. I went and I fell in love. I fell in love with people. I felt so safe in that environment. I probably attended 5 or 6 meetings until I asked if I can join the club. And unfortunately, I learned that the club was only for employees. So my friend Mariana suggested me to check if my company might have a club. When I started asking around, nobody knew until I found information in the library. And I joined my Toastmasters club. And next year I will be celebrating 25 years anniversary since I became a member of Toastmasters.
All right, 25 years. That is truly fantastic, and that is truly awesome. Now, when it comes to joining this wonderful organization like Toastmasters International, we all have a motivation. You just discussed one part of your motivation. What actually got you into the foot of motivation when it comes to this organization? And what actually was your motivation? What was your motivation into the leadership track, into your leadership journey?
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. When I joined Toastmasters Club, our club was low membership, and we had an open house. And this is where I met Mark Laverne. He was the past district governor and also the past international director, but I did not know him. We started talking, and then he said, Raisa, I think you should be the club president. I was so amazed and surprised because it's the first time I see the person, and he saw something in me that he suggested me to become a club president. The second time, from what I remember, my motivation to continue leadership journey was when I met 2 amazing people who were club coaches, and later they became my mentors. And after the first year when I was club president, Tony Santos came up to me and he told me, Raisa, I recommended you to become an area director. And to be honest, I was shocked. I was shocked because at that point, I did not know anything outside of the club. And they said, Tony, but we barely made distinguish. I didn't know anything about area division. And he told me, Raisa, I will be there for you. And those words, I will be there for you, were magical and so motivational and inspirational. And I think another third point that I remember is my district director, Bibi Khatat, when she was explaining to area and division directors about the district goals. She was such an inspirational person that when I looked at her, I thought, I want to be just like her. I also want to be the district director, district director or district governor in the future. I think people around us, people who are role models, people to whom we look up, they become our inspiration and they motivate us to do something more than we can do.
I tell you, you're giving a great answer if I do this because this is right here. This is from the heart, and the way you responded, I felt it right here, and ooh, it feels pretty darn good. I, I just feel it right here, right, Raisa. Thank you very much for that response. Now, the next question I have for you is, what were some of the challenges when it comes to your leadership journey within Toastmasters?
When I look back, I became a district governor in 2010. And in the first year, when I started that role, my dad passed away.
Mm.
And then 3 months later, my mom was diagnosed with the pancreatic cancer. And we knew that she had only 6 months to live. She lived in another country and I had to fly there. This was in the beginning of October. And then on October 22nd, and I live in New York. New York was hit by Hurricane Sandy. It was a devastating event where New York was flooded. We had corporations, corporate buildings, private houses under the water. And of course, nobody was even thinking about Toastmasters meetings. And I, as a district director, I had to run a district conference. But we didn't have gas at the gas stations. People could not go or drive to purchase food because cars were out of gas. And hurricane happened just a few days before the conference. I remember calling Daniel Rex, the CEO of Toastmasters International, and I asked him, I explained the situation, and I asked if we can cancel the conference. And he told me, Raisa, we cannot, because at that conference, the district has to vote for budget and for other district items that must be approved in that particular time frame. So what I did, I put together my team, and we were reaching to all clubs. And I started getting a very sad emails, very angry emails.
Yep.
Raisa, you as a district governor, how can you push people and tell them to attend the conference? And I was upset, but then I realized why people writing this. So I responded, I want people to come to a safe place, to be in a warm room, to have a hot food, and to network with their colleagues and friends to support each other at that difficult time. And my conference and district team were amazing. We put a conference together which was a success. People still remember camaraderie of everyone being in the room. We were following with people trying to carpool so people could save on gas. And I think this was one of the biggest challenges that I, as a district director, had to overcome. But by putting together a team and knowing that you, as the district leaders, support each other, that you're there for other people, people will respond to you with the same.
I tell you, Raisa, That was a true connection, and there is a reason why you and I connected with each other very well. And we see different strategies, and we're both amazing chess players. Because while some people choose to play checkers in a situation, we're more strategic and we play chess with each other. What the board looks like, how many pieces we got. So this is a great example on you playing chess, while some folks are actually playing checkers. And also, we're good spirits with each other because during my journey as a district leader, I tell you, I had tragedies happen. When I was a lieutenant governor, education and training, which is now called program quality director, my dad passed away. And when I was district governor or district director, what they call nowadays, they had actually people keep asking me, what was my challenges? Was it the revolving door of area governors or was it the revolving door of division governors? No, it was when my wife had cancer. My wife had to go through cancer surgery, and luckily they caught it early. And as of right now, she's 11 years cancer free, thank goodness. And in addition to that, when we were region advisors, another challenge I had just when we got back from the convention in Washington, D.C., my sister called me at 1 o'clock in the morning from Los Angeles, only to tell me that her son, my nephew, was murdered in a drive-by. And that took the wind out of my sails. And I tell you, the toughest speech I ever had to do was not in front of thousands of people, but in front of one person. And that one person was my mother. And imagine having to tell her that. That was not an easy speech. So we go through these different challenges as leaders. And I was appreciative that you told your story on your background, where you came from. So, Raisa, you hit the nail right on the head. And it's important for the Haiti people out there. When a situation happens, it's best to play chess instead of checkers. And you're looking at two chess players here with Raisa and myself. Thank you for that response, Raisa. Now, you're all right. And another question I have for you is, we talked about the challenges. What was some of your best moments in your leadership?
You will not believe it, Jesse, but my best moments were the challenges that I had to overcome.
Ooh.
Because it builds perseverance, and it took me not all people who know me close know that it took me 3 years to become a club growth director or member of the trio. I didn't know how to run a campaign. And for 3 years in a row, I was losing, if you can say that. But in the first year when I was not elected, I did not get home and start crying. I volunteered to become a district secretary so I can learn more about the district and the clubs. In the second year when I was not elected, I was actually offered a role as a fall conference chair for the district. And I had to appoint and work with members of 25 committees. And we had attendance of 300 members. And I think this is where you build yourself as a leader. And in the first year, nobody was running against me because I think people realize that they had a strong candidate based on my achievements. And later, one of my greatest achievements was that as a club growth director, my team was to build one new club for each area. And at that point, we had 32 areas. And seasoned Toastmasters were disapproving, smiling at me. But I was building the team. I was working with area and division directors. I went to almost each single demo meeting. And at the end of the year, we did charter 32 new clubs. And because of that, we had to restructure district. We had to add 2 new divisions to the district. And I think those are my best moments when you can overcome the challenges and you can learn from them and move on to the new challenges.
Ooh, weed. That's fun. I tell you, Raisa, you and I have to play. We gotta catch up with each other and play chess because it's a great example of it. Again, the chess player mindset. And you look at the board, you look at the strategies, and you look at the pieces, and you make your not only the next move, but other moves that are going to be thinking about what's going to happen ahead. And Raisa, I really want to play chess with you one of these days. Go back and forth with each other because you show that mindset at a strategic, and it's just phenomenal. Again, that's truly phenomenal. All right. Next
Thank
question.
you.
All right. Next question I have for you is if you were to meet someone, whether they be a Toastmaster or non-Toastmaster, and they're inspired by what you just shared with us, the leadership journey that you had and you experienced, and they want to be in your shoes, what advice would you give that person who want to be where you've been?
This is a very thoughtful question. What I found out, and you probably also, through our journey of more than 20 years together, some people, they look at leaders and they feel, oh, you know what? I also want to be a leader, without even understanding that some roles require sacrifice. It's time you taken away from your family, from your work. Therefore, my advice, you need to learn how to manage your time so you can balance your Toastmasters activities, your work, which is very important, and your family. I did not know at that time because what can happen if you don't know how to balance, you will come out of after 1 year you will be burnt out. Therefore, I always suggest learn what to do. Find a mentor. It's so important to have somebody next to you who can say, I will be there for you. This is the person with whom you can share some ideas, on whose shoulder you can cry, and you can share topics. You can tell him your ideas and listen if they will work or not. That person can be your soundboard. And another thing, what I want to point out, um, you need to build a team. If you want to continue working on a leadership team, for example, leading a district, you need to bring up people, but you also need to remember that you yourself, you need to be a role model. People need to trust you as you trust other people. I think this is very important.
That is very true, and those are the wise words that you've given to us today. Is it's the journey, and if you have the journey, you also have to have the balance. And I like to say before, Toastmasters is not everything. Toastmasters is not the only thing. Toastmasters is a good thing. If you have that perspective and keep it in balance, you'll enjoy the journey and also spend time with family, friends, and your workplace, and keep that balance alive. All right, now how many more? Now, when it comes to knowing about Toastmasters and know about your community where you're from, how can more people know about this? What website can they go? Could they go to?
First of all, let me share a big secret
All
if
right.
you don't know. But this year, on October 24, our Toastmasters organization celebrated 100 years anniversary. Not 10, not 20, not 50. 50 years old. We have clubs, Toastmasters clubs around the world in 150 countries. We have more than 270 members worldwide. And you may think, oh, but we have much more people. How come when you ask your neighbor or somebody at work, they're not aware of Toastmasters? What we, existing members, what we can do? And I was thinking the testimonial is the best thing. I am a member of District 119. It's in New York City. And currently, my district is running a marketing campaign because of Toastmasters, where they feature a person on social media. They also having an interview, and what is taught, what the person gain, the benefits
Yes.
because of Toastmasters. And I also wanted to share, I was member of the demo team when we chartered a Toastmasters Club at Associated Press. I think it was in 2010 or 2011. And what happened, because I was member of the demo team, I was invited to the first anniversary of the club. And this was an amazing celebration. Members of this club invited company's president as an honorary guest. And the table topic session that they created, they had each member of the club giving 30 seconds testimonial of what they have achieved and how Toastmasters affected their professional and personal life within this last year. When company's president spoke at the end of the meeting, he said that he was so impressed. He was not aware on the effect the Toastmasters program can have on employees of his company. If we can share the benefits of what we achieve and how it will help us in our life, we will attract more people. For example, examples that I share with you being a conference chair. It's amazing. Not each of us can be a project manager in a work environment, but Toastmasters gives us opportunity to become a leader, to be a conference chair or to be a committee chair, work and gain the experience. I became a project manager without being a professional project manager, running conference for 300 people. And let me tell you, later when I was elected to the professional board of directors, and I was for 10 years member of the board for ISACA, my professional organization, I knew what to do. And I knew what to do because of the Toastmasters experience that I gained prior to that. So you can see how much we gain from being in that organization. And if we share with all people, with the vote, this is how we will get more members. Oh, and I also want to share. I have a 6 years old granddaughter, Lilibet.
All right.
So when she sees me at the computer, she comes and she said, Grandma, do you have a Toastmasters meeting? So you see, I'm raising a young Toastmaster.
Nice, nice, very, very nice. Oh my goodness! Again, chess player strategy, checkmate. My goodness, you always get it going. Toastmasters.org. That's the perfect website to actually go to. And again, I'm glad that these different stories. Now, this next portion of the meeting is the shout out portion of the meeting. It gives you a chance to thank as many people as you can for making your journey possible. If you would like to give a shout out to as many people as you can, who would you like to give a shout out to?
It's so many people to thank, but I think I will start with my 2 mentors, the 2 people who became coach to my corporate club, and later they became my mentors and a lifelong friends, Tony Santos and Robert Rowe. They instill in me leadership quality to keep my word, follow up with others, and if I promise something, I had to do it. Then probably Mark Laverne, the person who told me, Raisa, I see something in you. You will be the right person to become a club president. The next person will be Bibi Haddad, my past district director, who was the inspiration to me and who motivated me to become district governor and who motivated me so much that I felt I can reach stars from the sky. And of course, my dear friend, my past district governor and past international director, Steve Chen, with whom we became friends and who is my dear mentor. I can call him every time if I have some challenges and just listen to his words of wisdom. And I would not be able to do this without support of my family. Because as I said earlier, Toastmasters take away time from your family. And you cannot do this without your family support. And people who I met during my Toastmasters career, each of them affected me. Each of them contributed over me to become a better leader and a person I am today. And I'm very grateful to all those people.
All right, fantastic. What a great group of people that you just mentioned. Oh my goodness. Again, you got me right here with all those names. All right, next, the final question I have for you is addressed to my people, my audiences, and my group. And my group are called the Happy People. If you can have any words, if you can get any more words of wisdom for my people and my crew, the Happy People, what would it be?
Looking back at my leadership journey, I would like to share 3 lessons that I learned. First is, as a leader, we are accountable for the success of others. And this is so important. Also, as a leaders, we must make decisions in the interest of our members and our organization. And I think my third most important lesson that as leaders, when we have a specific goal that we cannot achieve, we do not cancel the goal. We adjust the steps and ways to accomplish that goal. And this is so important. When I look around at many people who are in my Toastmasters organization, we all became better leaders because we acquire leadership skills by taking different roles at the club level, at the district level, and even at the international level. And I would like to quote, and I even wrote a quote of the British writer Clive Staples Lewis, who said, "You never know what you can do until you try. And very few try until they have to." I think this is so wise. Toastmasters gives us opportunity to try, to do things in a safe environment. And I want you to expand your horizon, take on different leadership roles so you can grow as a person and as a leader. Thank you.
Whew, checkmate and a perfect bookend to this wonderful episode. And on behalf of all the happy people that are here, I want to thank you for taking the time out to be on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. Thank you, Raisa.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being with
All right,
me.
and this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Be prepared for the next episode, which will take place next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can also go to my new YouTube channel, Sunday Morning Chat Series, Jesse Oakley III. Just be able to see all the past interviews that I've done. You can subscribe, listen to some great words of wisdom from some amazing people, and it is truly fantastic. The link will be right below. And on behalf of all the happy people that are out there, it's Jesse Oakley III saying, thank you for watching the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III on prconnectionsradio.com. Until next time, take care of yourselves, happy people. Bye.
Bye.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.